Well, it's a new day and I got something special for you. So behind me is a 2021 Coachmen Mirada 32SS. It's a Class A, it's a gas. And I just wrapped up a solar installation on this RV and I want to share it with all of you. So let me show you what I just finished. Alright, so this back storage compartment on the passenger side is where I decided to install the equipment. It was just a great location and enough space to be able to install all of the equipment that was needed for this installation. So let's go take a look at what was installed. Alright, so let me just zoom out here a little bit so you can see. So this is the storage compartment. So there was plenty of space to mount all the equipment, but as well as the customer can put an optional shelf going across the top here over the batteries, and then which would actually give him the storage back to put in this space here. So this was a nice compartment because there's plenty of space to mount stuff, but also there would still be room to put for storage. So starting on the bottom here is we have four Victron batteries. These are 200 amp hours each at 12 volts. So if you do the math, we got 800 amp hours in total for this system. And then looking up here towards the top, we have one of two solar charge controllers. This solar charge controller is larger because there are 6 200 watt panels connected in a 3 series 2 parallel configuration, so bringing in about 1200 watts on this one. And then this one here, there are 3 200 watt panels connected in series. So in total there's 1800 watts up on the roof, and I'll go up there in a second and show you what the panels look like. So obviously we have our PV disconnects there in between. So along the top here is the Victron Smart BMS. So this does the battery management system, but it also does alternator charging. And one thing nice about this is you can specify the charging rate based on the fuse that you use in it. So, but this is, you would only use this Smart CL is if you had Victron batteries, because interesting fact, these batteries do not have a built-in battery management system. Victron batteries use an external BMS. Victron has several different BMS options. I went with this option because of the alternator charging that the customer wanted as well. So going down from there, we have our Lynx distributor. This is our DC distribution system for the system. So all the batteries are connecting to these bus bars here. We have our master disconnect switch as well as the shunt. And then all of the load side and the chargers are connected on this side. So solar charge controllers, alternator charging are all connecting on this side, as well as the MultiPlus. So scooching over to this side, you can kind of see it over there. That's our Cerbo GX. That's the brain box for the system that gives us the Victron remote monitoring capabilities. And then this guy here is the MultiPlus 2. It's the 2X120. This is a 50 amp rig, so that's why we went with this particular model. Customer wasn't too concerned about having to run 2 air conditioners at once, so that's why we went with just a MultiPlus versus 2 MultiPluses or a larger Quattro. And then lastly over here is this box here is the Faithful Journey RV Services generator auto start stop box, and you might have seen some of my videos. This is a box I build in-house, and this is an interface between the Victron system, aka the Cerbo GX, because that's the brains, and the generator that's built into this RV. And so when the state of charge of these batteries gets low, the Cerbo can say, hey, turn on the generator and charge these batteries. So yeah, the Cerbo sends the signal to the gen start stop box, which then sends the command to the generator to start. Alright, so yeah, that's an overview of the system. I've been stress testing it, I've been load testing it, and it's been working really well. Customer was here yesterday and I went through all of the end user training on how to use the system. They're very happy with it. For them, this is also giving them a peace of mind because they have a dog. Sometimes they have to leave behind while they go to a few day trips. So they're always worried about what happens if power goes out, the RV getting too hot. So this system will just pick up in the case of a power loss, and the air conditioners will keep running. So just inside of the doorway here is where the touchscreen was installed for the system. So this is where the command, this connects to the Cerbo GX. It shows the shore power coming in, the AC loads, your battery status, solar coming in. You can start the generator manually, as well as seeing the runtime, generator status as well. So this is, again, the control panel from where you control the system. All right, so let's pop up on the roofs. I'll show you the solar panels as well as how I passed through the PV cables down to that storage bay, because it was a unique solution that the Lord gave me, and it worked out really well in this application. All right, so you should be able to see behind me so we're up on the roof. I'm at the front of the RV now by the front cap, and so this is the driver's side along this side here. So you can see there's 6 panels in a row. Again, those were connected in a 3 series 2 parallel configuration, as well as these 3 here are just connected in series to that smaller solar charge controller. The other thing that I installed up here on the roof were soft starts on both of the air conditioners. So that is what the roof looks like. These again are 200 watt panels each, so 1800 watts in total. So let me show you how I did the pass-through for the wires. So typically, trying to figure out how to get wires from the roof down to that storage bay is a bit of a challenge. How do you do it? Typically the rule of thought is, well, follow the plumbing vent. Well, I tried to do that, tried to see where it came out, and it was just right in the middle of the RV, very inaccessible. So I was like, well, how the heck am I going to get these wires down? And I really felt the Lord showed me. He's like, this RV has a fiberglass rear cap, and there's actually a cavity behind that fiberglass rear cap, and where the rear wall of the RV is inside. So there's actually a blank cavity or empty cavity in between. And so I was actually able to run the PV wires in that blank cavity from the rear cap. So if I'll show you here, so there's this pass-through here that I got, and there's a blank cavity or an empty cavity in this rear cap where the wires can run all the way down and then right into that storage bay. So it's got a waterproof pass-through, and that actually worked out really slick because those wires were right there where I needed to. I didn't have to run excessive lengths of wire. I was able to keep those PV wires nice and short. So creative solution, worked out great. All right, so that in a nutshell is the solar install that I just wrapped up on this 2021 Coachmen Mirada 32SS. So to recap the equipment, it's got a MultiPlus 2X120, which is a 3000 VA 2400 watt continuous inverter charger. It's got 800 amp hours at 12 volt battery bank. We've got 1800 watts of solar up on the roof, as well as an alternator charger, which right now is configured for 50 amps from the alternator. Down the road, if the user puts in a larger alternator, they can change out the fuse on this SmartSolar BMS and be able to increase that charging from the alternator, as well as the Faithful Journey RV Services generator start-stop to be able to control that battery bank if they choose, to be able to start it with a low state of charge, get that bank charged up, as well as that also allows periodic running of your generator to keep that generator in a good condition, ready to use whenever they need it. Because those generators, when they sit, those carburetors can get gummed up, and so then people go to use the generator and it just doesn't work. So that's the nice thing about this equipment, the setup, is you can automate it all and it will do some of that maintenance for you. If you're interested in getting solar installed on your RV, or if you're interested in buying one of those generator start-stop devices, you can contact me. My details will be down below. And thanks for watching, and have a blessed day.